pow, 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 pow. Well, I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I'm on time. About 9 minutes late, I think, on my clock. You know, I got clocks at home, and I try to make sure that I'm always on time. So I put them at different times. Sometimes I get confused. Is this one 10 minutes earlier, or this one like 5 minutes earlier? Just to make sure that I am on time. But I'm almost there because I see you popping in like quick. You've been forewarned that I was going to be here. And I try to flip it a little bit, as you can see. You know, I try to like flip it a bit for you, you know. I think this is a good look right here. I think the spot right here at the spot is a good spot. I think I'm gonna be hanging at this spot for a little bit. This is good. You know, this is good, you know, like yeah, I see you coming in and staying. And you know, I know there are other peoples that are not here, but that are watching. And I'm saying hello to you too. So you know, I'm gonna drag it a little bit before I get going because right, I was making my coffee and I was thinking, okay, let me think of this, you know, because I really try to make it fresh, not only for you, but for myself, because we do revisit some of the same thing. Because, like I said before, we gotta hammer it, hammer time. We have to hammer it so that it stays within ourselves. That's how I did it for myself. This is how I got this far. So we have to revisit the same thing. Just like I told you before, what I like to do is, you know, I sit like, you know, in a lotus position, just like that. And I have this imaginary cube that is floating. And I have to make a decision. So I'm flipping the cube with my mind, looking at every angle of the situation. Yeah. And that's pretty much what we try to do, you know, here is looking at every aspects of our lives and try to make sure that we get better, that we become better versions of ourselves, y'all. That's what I'm here for. So this give and take, this giving and receiving is just making sure that we enhance our lives and ourselves. And I hope that with every episode that you attend to, for the ones that are here regularly, I see you, I see you, I see you. And the people that are just watching me right now randomly and wondering what is he talking about? Well, I'm not talking about anything new, really. I ain't. But you know, it's like I'm a cook aspiring to be a chef. How about that? How about that analogy? I'm a cook aspiring to be a chef. But my philosophy has always been one to be keep learning, and remain this curious, hungry student. Because with that hunger and curiosity, it's gonna get you somewhere to other places. So, this aspiring and inspire yourself to move forward is kind of like the conversation we're going to have today. That's what it's about. And that's why I said looking forward inside. That's right. That's what I said. Looking forward inside. That's correct. Yeah, because I don't know how to go back. I think that the chat, the stream has to end for me to go see. Otherwise, I have to go on my phone. I don't want to do So, looking forward inside and the conversation, you know, and I myself went through it, just like many other people. I'm not going to take any questions right now because if you know the format, first we vibe, and then we're going to go get some questions. Today, that's what it feels like. If you get a sense, if you don't know, we play by ear. But sometimes if I come in and I'm already like in a good vibe and triggered to do something, if the title of my vlog spoke to me as you were here, because sometimes I write it down and it's not really like getting me anywhere. So sometimes I just go and then eventually I go back to my original thought. So what I was saying was looking forward inside. And we have several conversations with ourselves. And those are the future. So oftentimes we're like consumed with what is going to happen in the future. And it's always that, we talk about the negative and the positive, but it's not always, and it's me, myself, and I inside. It's various characters, person, voices. It's like a stew of opinions and thoughts that are sometimes, being activated by someone's comment or criticism. And this is why I speak a lot about staying in that moment. So when you are looking inward and wanting to move forward and wanting to do things for yourself, and you look at we constantly look at the future. Yeah, maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow will be better. But man, no, in the future I'm going to do this. There's that one. And then there's the other where we think about the past and some of the bad things, all the good things that happened to us, and we keep on reliving them. So let's go to the negative first. Something bad that happened to you and got you to the situation you're here right now, and you keep going in circle about it. You keep thinking, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. But now you're here. So how do you move forward from here? That is also another conversation. Then you have the other people that are stuck in the moment. Stuck in the moment. Things were great. And we're staying there because things are great. But we're not moving any further. We're just stuck in the moment. And that has happened to many people. Because it's hard, to hit rock bottom when you had, quote unquote, everything. You thought you had everything. To me, everything is number one, closer. Number one, having everything is contrary to what people think, that I have discovered for myself. It's my own opinion. Having everything is really that health is part of those key elements. There is no order. I'm not going to say this is number one, this is number two, but for the people who come here regularly, we cover that. And love, health, peace, harmony, and those sound to many like, that sounds kind of hippie-like, or, I don't know about that. But I'm telling you, with time, I personally have discovered that those are the strongest pillars of our lives. And when you can hang on to each and every one of those, whoo, that's what happens. You start moving on up, moving on up, moving on up, moving on up, moving all night. Moving on up. Because you can see and you can feel and you know deep in your heart that this is the right direction. So, through the noise, while you taste your stew, you taste your stew because that's what it is. You're in that, and you're eating, you're feeding yourself that stew, that confusing stew. But like I said, when you start to hang on to one pillar at a time, whether it's loving yourself and respecting yourself and protecting yourself and treating yourself well with love, then things are going to start to like move. And that stew that was kind of muddy, because stew is there's so many things in there that is kind of muddy. It's kind of dark. Tastes good though. If it's seafood, ooh, it'd be very nice. But I'm talking about life. And when those waters are muddy waters, well, it's hard. But the more you hang on to those pillars that I've mentioned, peace, harmony, love, then the stew is going to get more clear. And whatever you're going to start to feed yourself and eat from, it's going to be clear. Just like this right there. This is like my favorite drink. You know what that is? It's water. Yeah, water, ladies and gentlemen. Water. Because we're made, 70% of our bodies are made of water. So make sure you drink that water. The challenge, by the way, to go back to health talks, the challenge. Did you guys apply that challenge? We talked about chewing your food at least 20 times. I said 30 times. I take it 30 times because I'm extreme. But do it 20 times. Do you drink your water? Enough water? Did you see a change? Give me feedback. All right, let me go say thank you to our first supporter, Maria Teles. Hi, dear Fab. You look handsome as always. Here in my time zone, it's 7:15 a.m. Early worm catches the worm. Oh, the early bird catches the worm. You're a great mentor, and by experience, we are family. I miss your videos during the weekdays. I gotta show respect with message. Thank you, Mario Tellis. You're regularly here. You support the channel. Thank you very much. So now, living in the past. Oof, that's a tough one. And now I'm gonna go to like I'm gonna park right here, and we're gonna cover people who had a career, who had a successful career, whether you were like a very successful mechanic that used to work on cars for all East LA, doing low riders, and suddenly, boom, you hit rock bottom. Something happened in your life, and you kind of like live in the past. Whether it's you're a tattoo artist that used to tattoo some of the biggest celebrities or artists or whatever in the world, you would travel the world. They would fly you in to do the work, and now, boom, whatever it may be. And when you're like eating that stew every day, then you're going to get into a depressed state, obviously, because those voices are confusing you, and you're just going, what can I put this like this so we can see it. You're going in circle, in circle. That's what you're doing. You're doing that, just like a hamster, like in a hamster wheel. You're not moving. It feels like you're moving, but you're not going anywhere closer to finding out a solution for yourself. So now I go back to I get out of parking. Then you move forward. How do you move forward? Hey, listen, the people you hang out with, are super important. I'm telling you, super important. And my mom told me long ago, qui fréquente des chiens attrape des puces. Meaning, who hangs out with dogs will catch some fleas. I've used that analogy before. But hanging out with the right people, to elevate you will change your life. So stand close to someone that can elevate you. And when people have the right vibe. When you can learn from someone. But you have to be humble enough to say, I want to learn from that person. But until you are handling those personal problems that you have in those circles that you're traveling in, your vibe, your aura, and those words I like to use because they are true. You can find yourself in a party, and there are a bunch of people at the party. You're talking to nobody at all, and then suddenly you got that one person that's like, "Hey, how are you?" Just like, and you feel no weird types of energy, and you start the conversation. Come to find out, this person knows another person that you know very well, and at some point or another, you meet again and you start something together. But you have to make sure that you are available. And that can also be like, you know, dating situation. If your stuff is not in order, nobody's going to be attracted by your energy. And contrary to what a lot of people think, people look at the outside. That's the first thing they look at. But there is such a thing as vibrating right. I'm telling you, it's true. I believe in it. I'm a firm believer, and I will continue to be one of those believers because it steered me in the right direction. And because I couldn't read or scan people properly, to use a real mechanical word, because that's what you do. People scan each other. They scan. And some people, scan you for a very specific reason because they know they can possibly take advantage of you or they can use you. You have those wolves in sheep's clothing, and you have to get away from them as soon as possible because of the fact that you will lose time. So when you look forward, inside, make sure that you line up your stuff. Because time is precious. I'll say it again. It's the most precious commodity. And while I'm going through my adventures and writing my personal stories every day, every week, as a matter of fact, I come here, we gather, I leave, but I never leave empty-handed because you guys always say something or trigger me to say something that takes me places. And I take my phone, I take notes, and I will turn some of our conversation into something which I have already, which I'll continue to do because coming here is lovely. I'm telling you, you don't even know how lovely this is to be able to come here and talk to you, even though you're not here in person, but we have grown accustomed to connect this way, and it's the way it is. Until one day maybe I'll be able to do that in person and have the Fab'S Funday vlog we found family gathered in one place. And maybe when I get back on the road and I'll be at a venue near you, you come greet me in the green room before a show or after a show. But we'll figure it out. We'll meet face to face. I will greet you face to face. I will shake your hand. I will give you a hug. You betcha. To say thank you. Because I am thankful. I'm grateful. And gratitude is also a big one. And it's funny because that's a word that I've been hearing out of the mouth of very powerful people who've lived their lives, people who are very successful, but they'll tell you gratitude is everything. Gratitude, and unknowingly, unconsciously, I've lived my life this way. This is why my emotional makeup and the way I vibrate, like the flash, you see, like if I move my fingers, we all vibrate. And I am grateful for everything I have. I don't have the best of everything, but I make the best of everything I have. And it's an attitude to have. And I think that you guys can feel that. You guys can read that. And I hope that when the time is right and we can go back to work, I will serve you some of what I do. And what I do is music. But again, because of the slow motion situation we're in right now, it's like the world is here, and then there's the other side, and we're building a bridge to get back to our lives so we can travel back and forth through this bridge and have access to each other and exchange that energy that we used to exchange, whether it was at a show in person, whether it's me delivering music constantly, which once we start, man, we ain't gonna stop, ladies and gentlemen, we ain't gonna stop. So, without further ado, I'm gonna do a little something. Oh yeah, it's that time. Are you ready? Pow, 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 pow. Oh, I had to do that one. I had to do this one for you guys. Oh yeah. Thank you. Pow. Thank you very much. So let's talk about, what he's wearing today. I'm feeling it. I felt like, you know what? I have this hat that had a different shape. I was like, man, I gotta flip it because it's not doing exactly what I want it to do. But it's all right though. But it's cool. I got my man right there, Kings of Dreamers. That's his name. That's the name of the painting. It comes with a story. And I got this tree right there. This tree is, you know what? The name of the tree, I call it Gary V. Why Gary V is because Gary V is someone that I follow, and he talks about growth. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna call my tree Gary V. So it's in the middle of the living room, and every time I look at the tree, because the tree grows, that's what it does. And if you treat it well, I make sure you treat it well, and give it the water it needs every week. It's been doing fantastic. It's growing, and its leaves are like thick. I can see him, looking for the light right here. So it's growing towards the light and it's expanding. And that's what life does. That's what life does. When you nurture some of the things that you need to nurture for yourself that are affecting you and directing you in the right direction for your life and have you go where you're supposed to go for yourself. Because my going is not necessarily the same as your going, right? But we here talking, and I say this often, the outside of our shells is different, Turn the speaker off. The outside of our shell is different, but the inside is the same. Organs, red blood cells, white blood cells, heart, lungs, liver, etc., etc., etc. We're part of the same human family. I believe in that. So, without any further ado, let me say, hey, yeah. I'm gonna take some questions. Maybe maybe, yeah. Felicia is in the house, y'all. It's our number one dude when it comes to questions. At some point, I'm going to turn everybody towards F, and then F will type the questions. That's just something that came to me right now to make it easier, because otherwise I have to scroll up and down and I'm missing things out. So, maybe F might be the one that looks at the question and says, okay, you got it. That's a good one. Because I like to, the F knows how I like to move. And sometimes there's some questions that I'm not feeling, because it talks about a subject that I can't really talk about, whether it's Milli Vanilli. I've talked about Milli Vanilli quite extensively, but due to certain things that are happening right now, I cannot share too much more. But I've been pretty good at keeping the good stuff for later, ladies and gentlemen. The good stuff. Oh yeah, because there's a lot of good stuff that people don't know about, but I kept it nice and tucked into my box, my Pandora's box. So, without any further ado, I'm going to say hello. Maya Brooks, Alan Bennett, Lovely Doll, Lund Mila Oprea, Ben Reed, Manuela Mingo, Alan Bennett, Livia, Marie Pondelorme, Sylvie, Petra Avrami, Elzimar Guimares, Enzonica. Okay, I'm going to look at questions. Fran Silva, Nila Marijo, Raven Navarez, hello, Natasha Teen Hooven, Selena Yasik. Okay, Sylvie, Marie-Delis, thank you. Okay, Solar. Oh, and then more people came, so I lost. But I'll try to go back and say hello to the rest of the people. So let me see if we got something good right now. Okay. Oh, okay. Manuel Mingo, congratulations, Fab. I like the 3 previous playlists. Fab's Chill 04 is in the house, y'all. I shared this. It was on the 14th, which was, I believe it was yesterday, right? Because I've been doing so much, man. Of course, man. Of course. Yes, it was. But I talk to people in different time zones, and sometimes for them it's the 13th, it's the day before, and then I go to bed, then it's the 14th, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I share this new playlist with you guys, Fab Shield 04, and give me feedback. Let me know what you think. If you have a Spotify account, because not everybody has a Spotify account, I get that, But if you do, check it out. And what I'm gonna do, I'm thinking, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do like a screenshot of the playlist. So like this, even if you don't have Spotify and you have another platform that you're listening music to or on, you could type the name of the song and go check it out and see how I roll. You see the things that I come up with, but let me write this down right now. Otherwise, I think I'm gonna forget that part. I guess I'm gonna do this right now. So, what's the? Okay, so yeah, screenshot. Because I don't want to promise you something and not do it. You know what I'm saying? People. That's right. Cool. Oh yeah, and the questions with Felicia. Like almost like a curator. If it's cool with you, bro, I just put something on you and Felicia's like, what? I don't want to do that. But we'll talk about it, man. Well, holla. Anyways, yeah, it's an exquisite selection. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you. Okay, I'm looking for a nice little questions that's gonna because it's now we got like half hour, right? We got to a half hour pretty quickly because when I come here, I get this influx of ideas and thoughts and things I want to share with you to give you something so that you can walk away with something. And then once I go, I go. And now I'm back to like, okay, part two, because that was the monologue. We call it, because it is a show, right? And like any shows, we have. Hold on, someone just said thank. Because I gotta say, okay. SRB Products, morning fab questions. How long did it took you to become a good singer? Were you always a good singer? Okay, well, thank you first of all, and I'm gonna answer that question because that's a good one. I'll take that one. Okay, so I wrote what I wanted to. Okay, I got my notes. Let me go to you because it's that time, right? I was saying I went away, did my thing. I come back to you, and I'm gonna try to get something here, and then we're gonna go back somewhere else. That's how we go. We just go to like a pendulum. We swing, bam, 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 woo, and there we go. So let's take this one. All right. So I'm gonna read that again. Morning Fab question: how long did it took you to become a good singer? Were you always a good singer? I mean, I can speak for myself. The one thing I spoke about earlier is that I've always pushed myself to become better. That's it. Because my standards are very high. So, to name a few of my standards, Stevie Wonder, James Brown, Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye. Uh, I mean, I can go on and on and on and on. And those are and Bob Marley, Freddie Mercury, you know, Michael Jackson, of course. And I look at them and I don't look at the technical part of singing. So now we're going to go somewhere which I've visited before. You know, for some people, for some people, they look at a good singer as being to them, and when they listen, it's technical. It's like woo, they do the riffs and I look at something very different, and and I have for quite some time. At a young age, unconsciously, I went towards people who really said something. I didn't understand English. I had no idea what they were saying. I had to pick up a dictionary and figure it out. But for the people that I had to pick up a dictionary for, most of every time, I say every time, it was solid. They said something. So because I'm a foreigner, born in Paris, when I listen to someone sing, I kind of zero in on the energy and what is being delivered. I don't look at the technical aspect of things. I try to feel. I try to feel them right away. And oftentimes, and there was a time where it was very obvious for me, and I was teaching myself. I was like, okay, I would test certain songs and certain artists. I was like, okay, this person sings amazing, like it's like full of runs and blah 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 blah. And then there would be another artist who didn't sing as well, not as technical, but he resonated with me. The song resonated, the way he sang, it felt like more like, I don't know, more genuine. It felt like it was from his heart. It didn't feel like there was a singing coach in the studio that was helping the person to do their thing. And that's what I look at. So for me, I try to vibrate. I try to get that energy, and then when I listen back, and I listen, and I listen to a lot of music. So of course, I always try to like see how something makes me feel, and that's what I look at. So when I listen to what I do, I'm like, ooh, yeah, I'm getting better. I'm getting to the end of your answer now. I'm getting better. Wow. So I guess to become better, to reach another level, it takes time. It doesn't come just like that, you know. But I'm trying. Like I mentioned, some of the most amazing, fantastic artists to have ever lived or walked this planet. But hey, I'm a dreamer, and dreams are necessary to push yourself, kick yourself in the butt, and push yourself to stay focused, to stay disciplined, and to inspire yourself. Find people that are on a high pedestal, and they will inspire you to go up that mountain of excellence. That's it. The mountain of excellence, excellence. That's what I'm after. And like anything, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I'm still writing. Oh yeah, I'm still writing. Um, I don't know where I'm at exactly in my story, but I have no idea. But I sure do my best to stay healthy. That's super important. I talk about that a lot, y'all. But I saw that someone just okay, loaned Mila Oprea. I hope I said your name properly. Just, hook this up. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I truly appreciate it. It comes from the bottom of your heart. And like I said, I ain't asking for nothing. It's just the feature is available. Super chat. It's a new thing that just came out. I think a couple months ago, or 3 months ago, and then boom, when I updated my channel, because we are getting more and more and more followers, y'all. The numbers are going up. Thank you. Listen, again, let's visit that right now. Like and subscribe, y'all. Like and subscribe. Let me know. That's the way I know whether or not I've touched you in a positive way. That's important for me to know that I am traveling in the right direction, because I'm trying to get better at what I'm doing. Of course, with each episode, I get something out of it. I really do. It's awesome to be able to just vibe and chill and just from the top of the dome, just bam, go with it. You know, there was a time, like I said, long ago, where when I would have never trusted me to just not even come here for a minute because I was shy. I'm an introvert, and I'm sure some of you know that about me. It's well documented because back in the days with Rob and Fab, well, I didn't talk much, that's for sure. I was kind of quiet. I was present though. I knew everything that was going on, but I was very quiet because of the fact that I was too shy. I didn't trust myself. And to talk about becoming a better singer, well, through the years, I've become and became a better communicator. And because of songwriting, was kind of like my first steps to. It was kind of like I looked at it as therapy, songwriting, and there I started to communicate with myself. Same thing with my artwork. It's a communication. It's a conversation, but you're communicating with yourself as well, and that allows you to just go deep, to go to the depth of your soul and spirit and mind, and that is where I've gathered my insight through my experiences. So I come here and I talk from a place of experience. That's it. But again, I'm not preaching to you. I just open my toolbox, my survival kit box, and I share with you maybe one day we'll meet and you'll tell me exactly what helped you. I'd love to know that. But in the meantime, we can communicate right here. So, Lund, Mila Oprea, I think you're from Brazil. Obrigado, I think. If not, I think muchas gracias. But One of those two because your name sounds and looks exotic. So, let's go. What's up, Phil? Where you at, man? I'm gonna look for. Okay, I was saying I was looking for questions. Okay, here we go. Okay, Maya Brooks. When did you first start your vlog? I can't remember. You can go back. That's up to you. To go and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll back, and then you'll find the first day because I can't even remember when I started that. All right, Malia, tell us again, Fab. I love to support your channel, of course. I love your fedora hat. Yes, a nice one. Which sunglasses are wearing today? Which? Those are Ray Bans. That's what they are. You know, I'm a Ray Bans fan. Yeah, it's a fedora, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not the right one. It's not the one I was looking for, but I saw it and I was like, yeah, maybe I can work with that. As you know, I like hats. Yes, I love hats, and I love to dress, and it's an extension of me. So I'm not traveling. I'm not in an airport. There's not the announcer. Fly to Frankfurt, gate 13. Fly to Geneva, gate 2. We don't have none of that anymore. So I said to myself, listen, let me hook that up a little bit. Let me get funky. Let me keep it funky for y'all. Make it fun. Let's make it a party, right? Hey, by the way, did you invite anyone to come to this vlog destination? Because this is how we've been growing, the word of mouth. Hey, did you hear about that? No, well, check it out. Fab's Funday vlog every Sunday, 2 o'clock generally. He's not traveling right now. You should give it a listen. It's kind of cool. Tell or bring a friend. That's my message, right? Thank you, my Dellas. Appreciate it. So let's go back to the questions. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Hydration is important. Sleeping is important too. Those two are so important, I'm telling you. Because for me, like sleep is super important, especially when I'm on the road. If I don't sleep, my voice can be affected. It's going to be more difficult for me to do what I need to do on stage. So, I'll make life easier for me. That's the best way to go. Keep it simple. Why make things so difficult for yourself if you know that the easy way is easier for what you're trying to do? So, who checked Fab's Chill 04 on Spotify? Let Fer know. Give us some feedback. All right. Oh, Lumila Oprea did. Cool. Tammy Fox. I'm looking for the questions, y'all. Who's your favorite author? Your favorite books? Maya Brooks. Oh. I used to read a lot more than I used than I used to read a lot more long ago. I do a lot of reading, but it's by various people. I research a lot of things. Reading a book, I don't have that much time to read books anymore, but I used to read a lot of sci-fi, science fiction. I think it was Bernard Asimov, I think, George Orwell, Albert Camus, French writers as well. Jules Verne, one of my favorites as a kid. Really special. But there's so many amazing books, and as a matter of fact, I have a folder in my phone, and I have a whole list of books that I would like to read. But time being a real precious commodity, I don't have time to read right now. But I know that at some point I'm gonna have to make it part of my schedule because reading is important. But like I said, I do read extensively. I research things extensively, and sometime on the subject, you just go to YouTube, which is why I love YouTube. In a half hour, bang, bada boom, boom, and then you know quite a lot. Whether it's about mathematics or geometric, geometry, whatever the subject, because I draw and and I paint, and sometimes I'm curious about certain shapes because I like to when I do something, I like to go to the core and why is it here and what does it mean and so on. So I'm a big as a kid I used to read a lot about history. I'm into pyramids. I'm into the Aztec cultures, Azteca. You know how they were able to create their calendar. I'm a big fan of history. As a matter of fact, I want to become an archaeologist because I believe that the past says a lot about us. You know, there's a lot of things that I've read upon at a very early age, just pure like observation, because I like to observe. I'm an observer, and when you are, and those are words that I don't necessarily often use, so bear with me. I'm an observer, and people that are introverted are usually more of that type of personality. They observe. We don't talk much, but we look closely at what's going on or whatever. It's just something that you you come with, you built with that. And I've discovered some things in my life by sheer accidents who came back to me years later. For example, looking at I'll give you a prime example of that. Let me try to phrase that properly. So I was looking at some ruins, pictures from I don't know in what Middle Eastern country they were in. I think it was Lebanon. I'm not sure, but it was some carving, some stone carving. And on the stone carving, they were like carved like it was a solar system, and you could see Earth, Mars, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. Sorry if I'm missing a few. But on this carving on stone, there were like a couple more planets. And as a kid, when I saw that, I was like, wow, that means there's another world. But at that moment in time, when I looked at the solar system that we have, because I was into planets, I'm still into planets, there were not the same amount of planets that were on the carving. Now you fast forward, and then you go backwards, like 4 years ago, or something. They discovered planets we didn't know were there in the universe. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I love looking at those old ancient monuments, like the pyramids. We haven't even gone to the bottom of what pyramids truly are. But I've done my research, and it has inspired me because it inspired when it is inspiring me, then it's gonna get me somewhere, and I love that. That's what researching and curiosity is a big part of what I talk about oftentimes with you. Is curiosity. Be curious. Be curious because that is gonna lead you to another place, and it's gonna lead you to a place of discovery. Discover. So curiosity, discovery, those two together combined, woo! And when you are curious and you discover, that's when you start to like discover things that you might be able to use for yourself that are going to, move you to another place. Anyway, we just went places which I didn't expect We landed in a place where I didn't expect to land. But this is how we roll. Fab's Funday vlog. Every Sunday we vibe. We experience each other. You're getting to learn a little more about me, my thought process. And I mean, and sometimes we just deviate to other places because it is interesting. I don't like to repeat myself. You know, Unfortunately, we have to hammer it in so we don't forget. Same for me, y'all. I don't want to forget what I'm learning. Oh no, I keep it focused. So let's keep it going. Let's see what we got. Philly Child, student for life. Student of life. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, student for life. Yes. Curiosity. Learn, learn, learn. And I do love to observe and learn from, and that's the beauty with the internet. If you happen to fall onto someone that you didn't know about, because sometimes I like to watch vlogs. I like to watch interviews. Like good interviews, because this is where you learn about the people, but more importantly, is how did they become what they become? How did they believe in what they believe? What triggered them to land where they are now with their thinking process? And when you are again a student of life, like I like to, I like to believe that I am. Good call for. Um, I hear names that I've never heard before. Well, I've heard before and I know a little bit, and then I just go into research mode. Boom, search mode, and I'm like, oh, now I understand why people swear by this person and why they respect this person so much, because this person is a pioneer in this subject matter. I love to discover. Like I said, curiosity. Open those doors. Go, venture, and have fun. Life can definitely be a candy shop. And I'm not talking about, like you have a garage full of cars and there are different models and different make. That's also cool. If you're into that, it's cool. But for me, it's like I'm after something. I'm trying to. I have goals, and in order to get those goals, I have to create certain things. And sometimes it's like I have an engine, like I have a ship, and I have an engine, and this ship and this engine, to make an analogy, I love to do that. In order for me to get to this destination that I'm thinking of, I have to work on the engine and make sure that everything is proper with the engine. And that comes from researching. So with the research that I'm doing, I get the knowledge, I build my engine with the knowledge, and then when the engine is properly made, then we can get away, do the thing, and when I work on the project, then the foundation is solid because I know exactly what I'm talking about and where I'm going and how I want this to end in the end. This whole process. But I'm taking you with, I love it. I love it. Because again, it reminds me how I got here. And sometimes I don't even, because now I move unconsciously. That's what you do at some point or another. You move unconsciously because it's part of your DNA now. But those conversations are really fun for me. I hope that they are as much fun for you as they are for me. Okay, so that means like this is about an hour. And the second one, I'm gonna keep that for the French one. Anyway, let me go and because we started at 2 o'clock, and that's good. We're on schedule, y'all. I have something later, but because I started earlier, it allows me to just go and be chill. I'm usually chill, but I know I have room. And sometimes when I don't have room, I'm like, okay, 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 okay. You know, my how do you call that? North south, like how do you call that? I forgot. Someone help me! En français, on dit une boussole. I forgot the word in English. Anyway, you know this compass that allows you to know where north, south, east is. Then that starts to get like a little confused, and then I know I have to, I begin. There's a middle and there's an end, but I don't know where the end is gonna be. So sometimes I get like, oh, I'm not perfect, but I know that today, because I have a little bit of time, I'm chill. So, and it's already an hour, but I'm not gonna stay here much longer. But we're gonna be here for a little longer, so because I have to take some questions. Let's see where it takes us, huh? Tell me, Fox, is that the same hat you wore back in the days? No, I wish I had that one. I lost that one, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a nice one, huh? I give you the, giving you the vibe, yo. Nila Marijo. Yeah. Thank you for the love. Raven, another Sunday. Let's go. Oh, that's nice. Natasha is saying hello to everybody. I like that. Who's gonna get me out? Okay. Sometimes painful memories won't let you move forward, and you live in this dark circle. It's difficult to overcome that, but it is possible. Of course, it is possible to overcome. Of course, it is. You can. Listen, I usually don't like to say that, but I say it. If I made it through, and trust me, you know that kid that's on the playground, in or on the playground, playing, with his friends, and then a day comes where he becomes a joke, and people joke about him, and the whole playground is making joke about him. That playground was the planet, and those two kids that were being made fun of were Rob and Fab. It was so intense that Rob lost his life as a result. It was not easy to take on the burden of that. It wasn't easy. And trust me, I became stronger because of it. I became stronger. And I will be and do my best to remain stronger. And sometimes, it's not, and I've learned that sometimes it's not about you. When you live your life, leave your life. When you live your life or leave your life, I've learned that the giving back part is important. I like to make sure I'm not arguing or good on point. I'm a French dude, and if I don't pay attention, then I get locked in to tongue twisters. You see, so I have to be careful at all times, especially when I vibe. I just vibe because I don't know where I'm gonna be going, ladies and gentlemen. So, like I was saying, I will do my best to remain strong because it ain't easy. And some people think that, oh, he's strong, Fab is strong, but I've worked hard on becoming strong. And I know that there's so much more for me to so many more hours. If I was a pilot and I'm taking care of my plane, I'm steering my plane, I have many more hours of traveling. But I make sure that my body is my temple, and I make sure that I treat it with respect so that I can operate and work and do what I do to a maximum my ability. Because I don't see it any other way for me. I'm a driven person. I'm a focused person, and I keep on telling y'all, listen, that's the only way. Gary V will tell you that. He will tell you that, and he's broken it down so simply that why not grab those gifts, that he lives for people every day. So you should go check him out too. He's awesome. And we cook differently. Everybody cooks differently. You know what I'm saying? We'll do our thing because the fact that you're a product of your environment, that's how it rolls. That's how life goes. And I was born in Paris, and I hope that there are some Franklophone. I hope there are French people here who speak English and French who had a chance to live abroad and understand what it's like to be international. And I hope you're watching, and I'm glad that you're watching. I know you understand what I'm talking about when I talk about that, and that languages are super important for your progress because once you conquer the place where you live, in order to take it to another place, you definitely have to have another language to go travel the world because that's the key to various adventures that you couldn't even go through if you didn't have that key, the language key. So it is necessary. So to all the people out there, if you can have another language at your disposal, do it. It's never too late, especially now. You got subtitle when you watch Netflix. Why not? Do it. I'm telling you, we only live once. It's never too late. Why not? Okay, my tellers. Hi, dear Fab. You look handsome as always. Here's my. Oh, sorry. I thought it was a new one, but because I saw somewhere that someone came. Okay. Oh, because more people came. Okay. Sorry. I want to say thank you to someone. Ah, 3T Lover. Question, Fab. Fab. What was the name of the drummer in the Girl Knows True? Ricky. That was his name. That's right. Ricky, yeah. Oh, I forgot now. Hold on. I think no, it's Nicky. Yeah, he was a great guy. He was a wild boy. Unfortunately, he's no longer on this planet. Yeah, that's life. Some of us don't get the opportunity to live this life till the end, whatever the end is, but to live more of this life. And I've had many questions about my dude, Nikki. Yeah, it was Nikki. It was not Ricky. It was Nikki. It was Nikki, right? Yeah. I don't want to make a mistake, in respect his name. I want to be respectful. A lot of people have asked about him because he had a nice look. They were curious. People always ask me, where is he? And it's sad for me. It's the first time that I address it in the vlog live, that he's no longer among us, unfortunately. Yep, life. So now, my pomme de l'orme. Just for one day, if you couldn't be an artist, which work would you choose? Which work would I choose? I love architecture. I've always been attracted by the shape of buildings and how much they make you feel when you enter their premises. It's like, oh wow. And I was always curious about why does it make you feel like that. It's because the light or the angle of the windows and the light coming in. What is it? I really looked closely. I looked closely at light. And light is a powerful. Light is so powerful because the fact that sunlight. We need the sunlight. Vitamin D. Don't forget, take your vitamin D. Super important. But in a home, when and especially when an architect knows and went to school and made it, however an architect, whatever the journey he's taken and whatever he's trying to feature in in his architecture or style of architecture, I'm into light. And this is why when I look at architects who work with light and why light can get into some of the most intricate places in the home and how they did it. And they studied a lot of ancient architects, of course, because you have to look at the past in order to go into the present and move forward into the future. So I'm a big fan of buildings that are lit properly because it's very powerful. It accentuates the shape of the room and so on and so on and so on to answer your question. So, what else? What else? We're approaching 1:15. So by 1:15, I think I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go. Yeah. I love fashion too. Fashion design is cool too. But through the years, I've looked at fashion differently. And if I get into a fashion project, it's with a different angle. It's to bring people together in a different way. I have a project, as a matter of fact, that I've written down a long time ago in one of my various Pandora's box. And if I get to do most of everything that I plan on doing, and this one is not done yet, then I'll go to that one. But before I get to this fashion project or architecture, there's many things that I have to implement first. But hey, everything is interconnected. I've learned that. I've learned that, and I pay attention to that. So, what do we got? Francesca Ruby, hello. Oh, that's nice. People are talking to each other. So done. Let's see what you got. I feel so bad for what happened to Rob. But you're right. You cannot give up because you have to push through. The hard times is hard. The hard times is what makes us who we are. I've had many hard times too. Yeah, I mean, when we talk about Rob, all I could do back then is to give him that unconditional love. That's it. That's all you can do because in the end, the person who's traveling this very difficult road because it's a road of decision making, and you have to make that decision for yourself. If you don't make that decision for yourself, well, no one can but you. And sometimes you might find yourself really low and not having the strength to make the right decisions or decision at that moment. Because this could be a life making decision. And maybe you need a little push, but the person is not there that's pushing you. It's tough because in the end you're on your own. And until you realize that you are on your own when it comes to making that decision, you'll keep making bad decisions. Because, accountability is a big one. When we talk about gratitude is one. Accountability to yourself, being accountable for yourself is important too. You have to take accountability for yourself. Once you grab onto that responsibility, once you grab onto that responsibility, that word, man, See what we got to do, us foreigners? Responsibility, responsibility, responsibility. And those are things that I used to do by myself. Thank God I had Kamalo to help me during that process. But you have to find someone that believes in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. And eventually, when you see how this person believes in you, then suddenly you start to believe in yourself. And then you start to say, you know what? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Kamalo, my manager, thank you very much if you're watching. I don't know if you're watching right now. It's kind of late. Okay. Wow. We okay. Oh, here we are. I was missing. That's what happens, man. Ah, okay. So now I have to go back to where I was. Sorry. If I break like that, it's because I'm trying to find something that I thought was cool. Uh, oh yeah. Okay. Mike Tellis. Have you ever met Terence Darby? Um, we didn't. It's funny with musicians. Sometimes you meet people various times, and I've seen him quite often when I was living in London. That's all I'll tell you, because I can't put this question triggered something, and then I just remembered an incident, and you never know. I might put that in the book. So I'm gonna keep that one. Thank you, Mary Tellis. Yes, I met him. He's a wild. He was a wild boy. He's a wild boy. If you go look at Terence Darby now, he's a very different person. Go check him out. Great artist, great songwriter, man. I still play that very album that he put out back in the late '80s, early '90s. What an album! Terence Darby, y'all. Go check him out. If you've never heard of Terence Darby, go check him out. Hey, little sister. Woo! Wishing well. Man, it's like one song after the next. Dope. Great artist, great singer. Okay. Oh my God. Ludmila has got a bird that's super loud. She can barely hear me. Sorry. Oh, you have a toothache. Oh, I'm sorry. Sending you nothing but positive energy. Go to the dentist tomorrow. I know today's Sunday, so we're gonna have to wait or get a meeting, and that's gonna be sometime. They're so busy. You gotta wait. I wish you the best over that. Okay, Miguel Perdomo. Hey, buen día, buen día. Rosemary Lawful. Oh, it's nice people talking. Okay. Okay, lovely doll. In the end, Rob was a grown man who made his own decisions. You did the best you could to help him. Yes, I sure did. Okay, sorry. Messages came in. Producers getting at me. They're already anxious, ready to go. Beginning of the week. As a matter of fact, this week was very, very, very productive. Stacy Grind had to make sounds, delivered, finalized a track that we worked on. And it's fire. It sounded good. And then I worked on another project for someone in Paris, and it's sounding pretty good what I did for the team. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, every week I'm busy with it, busy with music, busy creating, never stopping, and just like you know, ready, ready to just let me pick the right analogy. I was going to use an analogy, but it's a little too rough. Oh yeah, I got a good one. When just like a gardener when it just they finish cutting the grass, it's beautiful. So and then he waters it. I'm going to do just that to you. With that music, with that creative juice that I've been using daily. And I hope in the near future we can share with each other. I definitely hope and look forward to do that. So. Oh, I'm starting my second glass of coffee and we gotta go to the French vlog, mesdames et messieurs. On va commencer dans pas longtemps. You see, today I'm just vibing. I'm traveling with you guys. I'm vibing with you. I'm taking my time because I had a little time. But I'm gonna have to disappear. But it's so hard to say goodbye always because I've noticed that when it's time for me to say goodbye towards the end, and more of you are coming. I don't know what time zone you guys are in. Maybe it's Brazil that's doing that. I'm not sure because some of the people that are watching the most are usually it's America, it's Latin America, it's Brazil. They do come. Obrigado, ladies and gentlemen. So at the end of the day, did you have a full life? Did I have a full life? Did I have a full life? Yeah. Yes, I sure did. And this is why I know that there is so much more to be traveled, y'all. So much more. To me, I'm at the beginning. I haven't. So I'm so happy about where I'm at right now in my life because I've been doing so much work in the shadows. Because my instinct told me, just do what you love, and because I do what I love, and it's not just music, but music is my job. That's like I call it my job, but it's my job. It is also something that I say my job because I have to do it for myself because it action for reaction, causality, cause and effect. Music just gets me into certain places, into moods, or into frame of mind that nothing. There's not much. There are not many things that can give me that kind of punch. So music will always be part of my life. But I do paint. I'm a creative, and music, art, fashion, interior design, designing and drawing objects, lifestyle. I mean, it's like we were talking about, like in the previous vlog. Make sure you have countless dreams, and then keep them in the box. And some of them are at the bottom, but you have the ones at the top. And there are a lot on the top, and the ones that are on the top, I've been nurturing my skills to make sure that when it's time for me to do anything in any of those mediums, hey, it's gonna be fire, 100%. Hey, Philly Shop, always good, man. He's always on point. I'm gonna call you Philly Shop, the curator. That's your AKA, dude. Okay, here we go. Okay, what do we got? We got Nanny. You love that song, Table Stern. It's a great one. It was the Love Revolution album, my first solo album that I did with Rob Michaels out of Los Angeles. And it was a great experience because I was able to just be in control, wrote texts with other people. Usually with another person, and production with Rob Michaels. And it's available online on YouTube. You can find it. You cannot buy it, that I know, but because it's no longer available. But it's online. You can see it on YouTube. Go check it out. That was I was very proud of this one because of the fact that I covered some of the subject that I am into. So when you listen to Love Revolution, it's Fab Morvan. Like I address a lot of the subject that I am into, and it is me. And it's funny because now that you mention it, I was going down the line. I was like, okay, okay, all right, yeah, yeah. I relate to that. I relate to all of them, you know. And Table Stern is a great one because it's funny you mentioned this one today because of the fact that Milli Vanilli is on the radar right now. We are, you know, we are in the year 2020. It's been 30 years, y'all, and media outlets are picking up on it. Like, oh wow, it's 30-year anniversary that Fab Morvan gave his Grammy back because I gave it back. They didn't take it from me. I gave it back willingly, contrary to what the press says out there. And it's been 30 years, y'all. So it looks like there's some movement. There are a lot of articles popping. I will share with you here. I'm not going to go into that right now. But yeah, there are a lot of articles that just came out like this week, yesterday too, and people were sending it to me. A manager sent me another one last night, big one. NBC News, I believe. Yeah, NBC News, big one. And I like the premises of this one because this one was saying that they should apologize to Robin Fab of Milli Vanilli. That is the premises. Ooh, what a title. I'm loving it. So listen, when we talk about Table Stern, that's what it's all about. At some point or another, you will come full circle. So believe in yourself, do what you do best. Find your tools, love what you do, find what you love to do, and then focus on it. It's necessary. And I'll say one thing before I go, one very important thing. When I started to talk about the stew being muddy and the water being dark, but the more you focus and remove the noise, what you're doing essentially is clearing up your thoughts, and then that stew that you're drinking or eating goes liquid, becomes more clear, and your mind becomes more clear. So the voices that were affecting you from the outside, who were undermining you, and I always say, don't undermine or underestimate anyone, because you never know. And history has shown us that people you never thought would be doing what they do or as successful as they are, or their journey that brought them to your attention. But a long time ago, maybe you went to school with them, you're like, oh man, forget about this one. And suddenly you hear about that very person, and wow, you're shocked, flabbergasted, floored. Like, man, that dude, who would have thought? And I like that, to be underestimated. I love it. So keep working hard. Do what you do best. Find your tools. Find something you love to do. And even if you have a regular job, that's what you got to do, because everyone's got to pay their bills. That's key. But 7:30, 8:30, you ate your dinner. Instead of watching Netflix or whatever, go focus. Put the time into what you really want to do in life. We only live once, ladies and gentlemen. Rohan Quinn. Fab, what's your favorite Milli Vanilli songs? Today, it is I Love You More Than You'll Ever Know. I love you more than I'll ever know, everybody. Thank you for the love. I really appreciate you being here and asking questions. And I had a little bit of time today to just vibe and take it easy. There was not much pressure. I didn't have to use my my compass too much to find a way to get out of there, on time. Because I like to repeat myself when it comes to that. But there is a beginning, a middle, and an end to everything and anything, y'all. All right. Jess Stevens. How you doing? Fab, where is your favorite place? You guys don't want to leave me, huh? You guys don't want me to leave now. It depends, I mean, Paris is where I was born, and I love Paris for various things. I love the culture. when it comes to the history, the architecture. Of course, the city is beautiful. Every monument in Paris recalls a very specific memory for me. So that's why I love Paris. I dreamed as a kid of I had goals and aspirations, and going back to Paris and just being there. It's like, okay, I'm still here. You know, that dream. I'm still gonna accomplish that and that one and that one. So Paris is very special to me like that. New York is an awesome place, very very powerful place when it comes to what it's done for urban culture, and when it comes to fashion, urban fashion, because a lot of styles are for rap music, for hip hop music. You know, when I travel, you know, I like to it, it's connected to what I'm into. You know, and New York, and I'm an observer. And New York is a place where you can observe people. When it comes to the sneaker culture, how people dress, the urban styles, I love that. And yeah, I mean, I could speak about that. That's a whole other subject matter. But you know, we could look at that now and take note. As a matter of fact, to recall in the world and why. Thank you. So now we're gonna disappear. I'm not gonna take no more questions, y'all, because it's like 1:26, an hour and a half. Boom. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. It's been lovely to be talking to you today. I gotta eat something now because I'm hungry, y'all. So look at this. It's 3:30 now. Oh man, we went crazy today, but it was a good vibe. It was a good vibe. You know, it was a good vibe. You know, because like I said, there are a lot of things popping right now. Double. Sometimes when you touch your phone, say, "Wait, I don't want it to change." Sorry. Sometimes if you touch your phone, if you know, I don't want to mess up my phone, the settings, because it looked like I was messing up my settings. Anyway, oh yeah, people are saying goodbye. That's nice. I like it because when you keep asking questions, I feel guilty. I'm like, oh, I gotta answer. But when I see people like saying, yes, you have a week, you have a wonderful week, you have a wonderful week, you have a great time this week. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate everything you've been doing for me today. And as always, I gotta, you know, do the outro. Hey, Susie, how you doing? Here we go. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Say you don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiling to the rising sun. 3 little birds sit at my doorstep, singing sweet songs, a melody pure and true. This is my message to you. Say you don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing It's gonna be alright. Say you don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Woo! An hour and a half. But hey, lots of good things that have taken place this week. I think that's the reason why I stayed here this long. I'm excited, y'all, but I gotta hold my horses. Hold it. Hold up. Wait a minute. I cannot share. I've got to wait. But in order for me to share, we gotta get back to work and have the world go back to what we once knew. But slowly but surely, here and there, in different territories, things move differently. Things are moving in the right direction. I hope. I sure hope so. Anyways, love y'all. Peace. Pow! One love. Until next episode, and hey, don't forget to like and subscribe and bring a friend. Don't hesitate to bring a friend. Tell them about this destination. Peace, love, happiness of self, harmony. Be part of this ripple effect that I so love to talk about. I like to say that because positive vibration, positive vibrations, positive is necessary. All right? So this time, I'm going to push that button and say bye-bye. Bye, bye, bye. You know that song, huh? All right, now. So for le francophone, les francophones, les francophones, on se voit dans pas longtemps. Là. Je vais manger quelque chose et après j'arrive. J'arrive dans 15 minutes maximum, ok?